Okay, Lagos, Nigeria, planet Earth, welcome back to the late edition of Lagos Talks 91.3. Apologies for the little delay in starting the chat room, but yes, you are in the chat room with Obi. And like I said earlier, I thank God the traffic did not embarrass us today. Our guest made it down to the studio, and I'll be letting her speak. You're going to hear her voice soon. But before I do that, obviously, I need to tell you a little bit about her, well, to the best of my own knowledge anyway. So, my guest is a brand strategist. My guest is a digital marketing expert. My guest is a SEO manager. My guest is a content creator. My guest is currently a 26 certification holder in courses that she'd like to call framework courses, and they basically form the building blocks and pillars for any business. She basically is a business, data and results driven brand strategist and digital marketing consultant who just loves any opportunity to learn. Please join me in welcoming my guest to the conversation, Dera Ndidigbe. Good evening, Dera.
Hi. Hello.
Good to have you. Okay, I like the way you up the tempo a little bit.
It's good to be here. I'm sorry, Lagos wanted to try me, but...
Oh, man. See, tell me about it. When I started the show, I was telling them about how I was from Ikoyi to Ikoyi, 3 hours traffic. So what was your own like?
Mine from from Ade to Kumba to... Raymond Joko, that's like 45 minutes to an hour. Then from Raymond Joko, it was a very, very good fat burning walk to Kevi Street.
But yeah, it's not so far. It's not so far, really.
It's not so far, okay.
Yeah. But you know, that's we will get into what I have. We have to attend to on the show. But it just brought a question to my mind. What's the longest walk you've ever?
I don't like walking.
Wow.
Even when I like,
that's very interesting because you're a fitness enthusiast.
No,
relatively.
It's don't joke with me on that one. When I do cardio, first of all, this cardio is not even walking. Okay. When I do cardio, I like it to be intentional. I want to know that I'm doing cardio today. I want to exercise, not something like this. I'm wearing my wig. I'm putting on my lipstick. I'm coming from work. No, I want to be. Let's be intentional now.
I feel you. Nah. Okay. Well, I guess this is just one of them moments. It's not something that happens every time. Anyway,
yes, it is not.
So yeah,
it is not.
But I just want you to understand that I genuinely appreciate.
I'm looking at you right now and telling you it's not. It doesn't happen every single time, please. Thank you very much.
But yeah, I absolutely appreciate the fact that you still made it down here. Really, no, just take it from me. I genuinely appreciate it, and don't worry, I not just cause some kind of trouble on air. We'll talk off air about some other things.
I like the sound of that one.
Good to have you here. Welcome so much.
Thank you for
feel relaxed, feel at home. At some point, perhaps some listeners will have some questions to ask you. I'm seeing some of these comments are just comments from the previous segment, and probably will attend to them later on. But yes, once again, welcome. So I want to just start off by asking you this question I like to ask guests on my show. When you were a kid, did you always actually think about being, in the digital industry?
What does that even like? There was no meaning to that.
Right?
Nobody knew what that was then. But I kind of did. I ended up doing what I wanted to do as a kid. I did computer science. I'm a graduate of computer science from Kavna University. So I did that. But then making money from that is a totally different conversation on its own. So that didn't happen. I did website design for a bit, but I don't have the patience for it. No, I don't. And at that time when I was still in school, there wasn't any you have to build from scratch, and I just couldn't. I couldn't
have something to just
no template. I couldn't have like bad design because of a semicolon. And then you have to start manually searching for it. It was
a lot to do.
It was a lot to do.
And so at what point did you say, you know what, it's a wrap? I can't just.
After my project.
Oh yeah.
After my project, it was a wrap after then. My lead management system was the only website I designed. I didn't even know if it worked, but I'm sure he did at some point for me to have graduated, but that was it for me.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing is that growing up, I might have not known what I wanted, but I know I didn't want. I knew what when it didn't look like. When it looked like, I knew what I didn't want when I saw it.
Okay.
I've gone through several jobs, and when 2 weeks max, it just takes me. I don't want this, and I move. So like, I'm really glad I started really early. It gave me the opportunity to try new things.
Okay, so now speaking about like the duration of realizing if it's something you want. You've been in the digital industry. Let me use that that term
digital marketing industry.
Yes, digital marketing industry. Okay, pardon me. You're the expert
here.
Yes,
I know. That's why I'm here to correct you.
Thank you for that one. How long have you been in that industry?
I've been in the industry since should I say 2019? That's when I started studying. My first course was digital marketing strategies.
Okay.
And I started theoretically first. The first place I worked in, I don't know if I start dropping names. But
no, maybe they don't drag you, please.
I beg you,
because I'm sure it was 2 weeks.
Don't use that information against me, please. No. It wasn't 2 weeks. It was 6 months.
Okay,
it was
fair
6
enough.
months.
That's good enough.
Yeah, I started as a community manager. I started from the ground up, and I was a sponge because commuting from mainland to the island every day, I have to be there 8 o'clock. I have to brainstorm on 14 different accounts. It was a lot. So when I decided, I wasn't even earning half of what I was earning. I transitioned from the bank.
Okay.
So I was earning half. I was working in the bank within my area where I was living.
Okay.
So earning half as an intern, digital marketing, and having to even commute from that long distance, it was a lot, but it was a choice I decided to make, and I'm reaping the benefits now.
You see, I love that actually. Yeah, no, I love hearing stories like this because my story is somewhat similar to that. Although I wouldn't necessarily say I moved from one job. Well, okay, I kind of did. To be fair, I kind of did. But it's really not as important, or you wouldn't feel comfortable if you're not feeling some form of passion for what you're doing. So, if you're really not, at the very least happy where you are, you might want to reconsider.
You should reconsider.
Yeah, you really should.
I mean, there's nothing like being fulfilled in literally everything you do. But I'm telling you that passion usually doesn't come with being comfortable. It doesn't. If you're passionate about something, there's something driving you.
Are you right?
There are sacrifices that have to be made at some point. So like there were lots of sacrifices.
Preach. Come on. Okay, so yeah, as a brand strategist, a content creator, a digital marketing expert, these words might seem big to some people listening. So I want you to simply explain what it is that you do. Like in layman terms, what is it that you do? Okay,
so let me explain my process.
Okay.
How I started. I started with community management. That's basically managing brands. When you say brands, you're talking about if you're selling a product or you're offering a service, a brand, companies, right? So I started with managing their communities online. Like I was answering DMs, responding to inquiries. Do you want to buy something online? I'll tell you what to do, where to go, and yada. So I was the bridge between the brands and then their community. Whatever they needed as a brand, if they want to do a campaign now, I'll tell them, okay, this is what people need. This is what the people are saying. This is what they're complaining about. This is how to be better. That's community management. From community management, I moved on to working with brands, with companies directly. I started with an agency. Right. So I moved on to working with companies directly. Then I moved to social media management, not just managing communities, content. From social media management, I realized that I want to sell the content. I want to use the content I create to sell. And that's when, because I do videography, I create content, but not in that professional level. I do it at a point where you can sell with it. I like to tell stories.
Yeah, wouldn't that necessarily kind of make you professional? The fact relative, and it looks good, so yeah. I mean,
if you do say so yourself,
I do. Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between a videographer and a content creator and like a storyteller.
I feel you.
You can't. Some videographers are not storytellers. They don't tell stories. They just copy and paste.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you want to be different, you need to know how to tell stories and maybe have inputs when you're given a project, when you're say, okay, this is how to do it, this is how I think it should be done. So I wanted that for myself, and I learned it before I started working in my current company. Ooh, that man, Jesus, he had some form of OCD.
Oh, wow.
That, let's just say, it sharpened me professionally.
Okay.
Because once he complimented me, I knew, okay, I did a banging job. I did a very good job. If he said, okay, you did perfect. So he kind of honed my skills in videography. Then I moved on to SEO, because not only do I want my content to sell, I want to target people better.
Okay, yeah.
Now, managing brands, personal brands, managing corporate brands, just the image, how people perceive it in market. It's just like a well-knotted thing I do. But it's from one process to the other. That's why I learned how to do most of them.
Okay, all right, that's good actually. So I know because these are different, diverse range of skills in the digital marketing field. So what was that motivation for you to just pursue these different fields, basically, or these different ranges of skills?
I have a very, very limited attention span.
Oh, wow.
So that is why the 2 weeks happened even at work, when I was working somewhere. This kind of hold I like to be creative. I worked in 2 banks, right? So in my lifetime, I've worked in 2 banks. And one of them I worked in operations. It was the same thing every single day. And I used to lose money a lot. Jesus Lord. I used to lose a lot of money because I was mechanical. I'm not a mechanical person, I'm a very creative person. So when I started amassing my certificates, I said, okay, I want to know how the market thinks. I want to know how my consumers think. If I'm dealing with a HNI, I want to know, okay, this is how I should relate with them, talk to them. This is the language that they understand, right? It's just, as I said, everything is, I don't see it as one. I see it as growing. If I want to grow from being a community manager to a social media manager, obviously I earn more. But everything I learn, I just learn about it and I try and implement it. But before I learn about something, I already know, okay, I want to put this to use.
Okay. But there's something you said that I found very interesting, that you have short attention span.
Very short.
And you know that the digital marketing industry is fast evolving.
Oh, yes.
And that basically means there's new skills to learn 100%. And whatnot. So with short attention span, how are you able to stay motivated to just continuously learn these different skills to just improve your work and even still stay motivated to keep doing what you are doing? Because the truth about creativity is that it requires quite a lot of your attention. It might seem like, you could get away with some moments where your short attention span could just distract you, and maybe you can pick up from when you get lost. But sometimes creativity that disconnect can just shatter things. So how do you actually stay motivated?
Disconnect is something else.
Yeah, trust
when
me,
you
I
have
know.
it, take a break. Do something besides what you usually do. Do something different. Literally pour water on your brain, not literally, figuratively. But then when that disconnect happens, you know that process, that thing I said, okay, you do the same thing every single day at the bank, it has started happening. And that can be a no place to be in for a creative. It's a dangerous place to be in if you don't manage it well. Recently, I've been editing so many videos, different types of videos though. Then I started procrastinating, and I had to catch myself. How and where and when and where did I start procrastinating to edit videos? Because that's where my creativity just jumps. Most of my clients, most of the brands I work with, they trust me, and they barely have edits whenever I finish. So for me to get there, I was like, okay, hold on, let me focus on other parts of the things I know how to do.
Okay.
Right. Then I'll delegate the other one to who I know will do a good job. I can review later. But the short attention span, that is why I learn a lot. I want to be diverse. I want to be versatile. I've worked with a marine logistics company. Okay. I've worked with oil and gas. I've worked with hospitality. One of my clients now is a school in Abuja.
Oh, nice.
So these framework courses, all these 26 certifications, they apply across industries. That is how I keep myself really sharp.
Wow.
Product management, project management, digital marketing, SEO, market research and consumer behavior. You need everything if you have a business. So what I do is that when I get introduced to a new company, the terminologies, obviously, I have to learn them. I like learning things. So the specifics, I learn them, but the foundation, what I need to manage the business, it's already there.
Wow, but that's very interesting because that sounds like a lot. So I'm just now thinking, how do you find out balance? Having to attend to these various industries, fields, it can be overwhelming, I'm sure. Like sometimes you're probably just like, why did I give myself this much work, please? Like, why did I carry this level of headache? So actually, how do you find that balance, to keep your mental in check, your mental health in check?
I don't take clients when I know that my service is going to be questioned. I always want to be excellent. So to the best of my capabilities, I would take clients and stop taking clients when that's would start being in question. That's one. Then so I think 2 years back I took so many clients on and my head, I was hearing voices in different languages. What? I had to take it step by step. But as I grow, I limit the type of things, the number of things I do.
Okay.
My goal this year is to do less and earn more. That's my goal, and I think that shows growth. I've done. It's just like learning how to ride a car, like manual and automatic.
Okay.
I've done the manual. I know how to do all those things. I can do them. But then if I was charging maybe 100K for social media management when I started, I'm going to charge probably 4 times that now, so that I can limit the people, the number of people that would want to use my services. Also, my expertise has grown. So I don't do so much now. I try and minimize it.
Okay, that's actually really good. And one thing, especially considering that you kind of minimized it down, just like your words, that basically means that it would even be a case of, out of all these your different fields that you've dabbled into, there are probably some that you don't particularly take work from, because of how stressful or demanding these jobs could be. Well, what I want to hear from you now is, out of all of them, I'm sure there's one that you're mostly excited. Don't worry, I won't put you on a tight spot. That you're mostly excited that there's this particular skill that you're always grateful to God, that God, I'm so glad that you let me, learn and improve in this skill that has really improved, had this massive impact on your career. Or maybe even if it was one project that you did and you're just like, God, I thank you that I learned this skill. What's that one that you can say really stands out for you the most out of all of them?
Out of all of them, I don't think it's anyone that I mentioned.
Okay.
When I started, should I mention where? Okay, I can mention where I work.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
I work in Ebony Life Place. I manage digital marketing.
This is a big woman in this place. Ebony Life. Oh my gosh.
When I started managing their digital marketing department,
okay,
my boss, Michael Williams. Michael Williams. The thing about me is that I can do a lot of things with my skills.
Okay.
But you see, managing people,
that's a lot.
I had to take a year of learning my courses. That's why I have 26. If not, I've probably had like 30. I said this entire year, I've seen the most non-toxic boss in my entire working history of like 10 plus years.
Wow.
He can deal with anybody.
Wow.
even if he's a terrorist. To be honest, he can defuse a bomb and then hug the guy.
Wow,
he's amazing. So
that's
I said,
interesting, actually.
Oh God, he manages people perfectly, and that's one thing I used to find really challenging. I think that's another reason why I learned growing up. I learned many skills, not just the 26 certifications. I like to do things myself, but then he taught me how to delegate. You earn more delegating, you rest more. Really, there are no other people learn what you already know. There are no downsides to delegating. He taught me how to manage people, working with different types of people. So if I was to mention, based on what you just said, that would be that.
Oh, managing people. No, that is actually very important.
Very important. Relationships now will get you to places that your skills are not.
Your head is correct. The listeners, you can hear the fist bumping right now. That's it right there. Yes, because I know that's okay. That's a conversation I was having with some people last week. They're saying literally having a good relationship will get you to some places that certificate to degree will not even be near there. To be honest,
no matter what you know how to do,
right?
It's just that really people managing people, having a good network. He can fire somebody now and they'll be best of friends.
Wow.
So like he's that amazing with people, and I try and learn every day.
I think this man needs to be my mentor.
He needs to be. He is one of my mentors.
I need that actually. I need that.
He's going to come on. He's going to come here tomorrow. Wow. I hope so. I hope it's is it? Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting.
I should come here tomorrow.
Well, listeners, no, it's probably not the late edition because I would have known. But we'll probably I'll see how we can make it work. And
yes, he needs to come here.
Show, yeah.
He needs to come here, and his voice is so soothing. Mike Williams, everybody.
You go pressure me and some of the listeners, but no wahala.
He might turn into a therapy session,
I don't even mind, to be honest. I would absolutely appreciate that, because I'll call my notepad and say,
you need it.
I'll be writing down whatever, any word. Any word that
come
you
your audio recorder, because you might miss something. You just need
don't worry, the offer dubs. I will listen to it morning and night. I'll be affirming a lot of things that I'm going to hear from that. So I know, yeah, definitely. We can speak about that afterwards. Actually,
yeah, sure.
If you're not opposed to that,
no.
But yeah, 26 certifications. These different skill sets, and someone listening would probably think that this one has it easy. But see, the one thing about life is that nothing good comes easy. That's a fact. So I want to know what kind of challenges or the most challenging experience you've had when you try to acquire some of these skills. Like maybe there's one that off the top of your head is coming to your mind now. Maybe even if it's something that life just threw at you that you were not expecting, or could have been with the course itself that was really, really challenging, and that, thinking about it now is the first that just comes to your mind.
The first that comes to my mind is SEO. There are words that I had to pause and go and check the dictionary. I'm like, why? This is the simpler version of it. Why don't you just use this for everybody?
Oh my goodness.
It's for everybody. SEO. And then they'll give you like different tests. Okay. And then they'll give, it's just that course that I needed to do a video assignment. I literally had to analyze a live website that they could check. And video myself talking about it. Why? What's the difference? I was like, why? I had so many takes. I'm like, fam, I'm studying and you're putting me like inside pressure. Don't do that. No. But see, SEO is amazing. I love SEO.
Okay, that's good actually. That's really good. But yeah, this still talking about the courses that you've taken.
Yeah.
Some people might be wondering if perhaps I myself I'm actually wondering if there are some strategies or techniques that you've used to just effectively learn and absorb new skills in a fast-paced way, something that just makes it easy for you to know that, okay, I'm going to a coping mechanism, or something that a strategy basically that makes it easier for you to acquire new skills. Is there something that you can say that you use?
Okay, let me give you an example. I once dated somebody that liked to know everything.
Okay.
But me, I like to know specifics.
Okay.
I only study what I need. I don't study until I need something. So this year I said I'm entering personal and corporate branding.
Okay.
And I've found a course for that. So when my time frees up a bit before June, I'll get my certificate.
Nice.
So I need to learn about something. I need to be proficient enough to speak the language that the professionals know and the non-professionals know. That's how I see it. 26 is the platform counting. I don't really count. I just go and learn about what I need to help me. Because it just helps. So if you're the type of person that like to read, then that's different. I don't think you'll have any issues. But I think you need to identify first of all. One thing that I always knew how to do was to find out what I needed. But then in finding out, you're definitely making lots of mistakes. But with digital marketing, thank God I've been very, very I've not been making such mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes going forward digital marketing. But with digital marketing now, I know what I want to learn and I go and learn them. And I don't just get the certificates. I also learn on YouTube. I have video classes that I don't earn certifications. I don't really look at the certificates. I just want to learn. Certificates are just like, this is what you've done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, that's really good. And I like that you just mentioned, just very important to know the things that you need.
Yeah.
Because you find out that sometimes when you're trying to learn something like for instance, now you want to learn something about something that happened in history, and you just Google it. Google will bring a lot of things that are tailored to you, and you realize that, bro, you probably just wanted to know the exact date. So, but there's a way you can actually even look, and other things might be somewhat fascinating, and you might just get lost in there and you realize you wasted so much time actually reading other things that, yes, could be useful, but it's not what exactly you're looking for.
It's so I
think not what you need at that time. Yeah. So I think that's a very good advice there. And it's very good because I remember there was this conference that I attended recently, and there was this guy who was part of the panelists in one of the sessions, and he was talking about how it might sound funny considering that he has a lot of certificates, but if you ask him, certificates are useless. Like, he feels that, yes, obviously for the sake of your CV.
Not from some schools, please. It beautifies my CV. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's what he said. He now went back to say, okay, like, he doesn't necessarily mean it's useless because obviously look at his CV and all that, but he just genuinely feels that, like he said, like, what made me remember was when you said YouTube, you go to YouTube, because he said that a lot of the things he knows, he just learned them from YouTube and he didn't get certificates from them. So, and another thing that I really like that you said is, you had a lot of failure moments in the journey.
If people talked about that, I think it's even sell more than success.
Exactly.
People don't shed light on that. I think people learn better from the failures than from the success. Exactly. It's so scary to look at someone's success story and be like, where do I start from? But then it makes you more of a human being. I've walked looking for a job and there was hole in my shoe. There was hole in my shoe.
Wow.
Like, it wasn't easy at some point, but it made me appreciate where I am now. If I just entered here, I'll not know the how.
Yeah,
I'll not appreciate it more.
True.
So, like, I think people would benefit more hearing about the failures, what you did before this happened. I need to encourage people more. But I think encouragement should come from yourself.
Exactly.
There's a certain life I want to live for my personally, and I don't really look outside for encouragement 90% of the time.
Okay, that's very important actually. I like that, to be honest, because the first step is you accepting that, yes, I have to actually do something. Then you need to go on ahead to figure out how you can achieve it. Like, okay, who do I need to listen to? Who do I need to work with? What course do I need to take, perhaps?
Just do what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you like.
That's it. Right?
Do what you like.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, this is the chat room on Lagos Talks 91.3. My name is Obi. I'm here with Dera.
Hi.
Yeah, so we're having a conversation. She's just basically telling us about her journey being a brand strategist, a digital marketing expert, content creator. It's really a bunch of things, an SEO manager. It's a lot of things. And I just thought, if you are listening, because of the sake of time, because I still have a couple of other things I'd love to, figure out from her. But if you have questions you might want to ask, you can send them to our WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number being 0809-234-5913, okay? Sending messages on WhatsApp just in case if we might not be able to take phone calls, because we have to wrap things up at 11 and that's in less than 12 minutes. So if you want to send in questions, again, I'll call the WhatsApp number 0809-234-5913, okay? All right, so Dera, I want to ask you this very, very interesting question.
Let's go.
And I really hope that the way you respond to it is something that.
But let's go. You're becoming sus right now. It's fine. Let's continue.
So, as someone who's been in the digital marketing industry, and especially knowing that you've taken a lot of courses, you have quite the level of skill sets, in your name that you accoladed to you. Yeah. I want you would definitely be in the best position to pick out or identify some underrated skills. Skills that people should really focus on acquiring, especially because of how promising it is, and maybe possibly doesn't even require so much, but the result, whatever you stand to gain, is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
What would you say is some underrated skill that is worth focusing on to acquire?
So again, it depends on what you're interested in. If you want to travel, then you have to learn how to braid hair, be a carpenter, do some what do you call it?
That's jackpot you're talking about.
Jackpot.
We don't promote jackpot here.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
So it depends on what you want to do. But if you're talking about, you said digital marketing.
Yes, digital marketing.
Then community building. Social media marketing is going downhill. So learning how to build communities, very important. Learning how to take the people that you influence and can listen to you when you say, okay, come and get this stuff, it's going to help you out, it's going to come and get this product. Having your community basically is the number one skill now I would promote.
Okay.
Community building.
Okay, that's good actually. I do agree with you on that, because and just like taking it back to that conference that I attended, it's something that a lot of the panelists were, although I kind of knew this, but it's something that the panelists were emphasizing on, becoming part of communities, because you never know, just like how you had said, there's places that knowing somebody will take you to that, certificate of
discipline. As if they are rubbing hands and doing some funny transactions. It's called networking.
Networking, yes, exactly. Just being willing to meet new people that can improve you.
There are spaces that decisions are made that unless you know somebody that will put you inside there. From networking, go for seminars, go for workshops. Put yourself out there professionally, and basically that's what I'm even doing now. There are a lot of things I was missing out on when I just described myself as a puppeteer. I just wanted to be in the background pulling my strings. It worked well for me, but then I always look for better. There's always something better. So I can be my puppeteer and be doing my funny strings, but then putting myself out there, I think it exposes me to more opportunities. Exactly, people can put a face to the brand.
I agree with you on that. Okay, so now taking a look at you being a content creator.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that your content stands out? There's quite that competition, you would say, as a content creator. So what skill or what tool would you say that you usually make sure is always there as a constant to help you achieve that standing out factor in your content?
So I say my content stands out. Let's just make that clear.
Yeah, okay.
Now you have to see that as a sentence. Why continue?
Wow. Okay, Dera, your content stands out.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you have to know who you're talking to.
fair enough still.
I'm talking to businesses. I'm a B2B. I want other businesses. And businesses, it can mean sole proprietorship, it can mean it's one man owned business. It can mean in an LLC, a company, an SME. I'm talking to businesses. So the type of content I create, I don't do get ready with me or how to get a quality video or how to, because a business now don't have the time. Brands, business owners, they don't have the time. What they want someone to do is to save them time. So I just put out, show them quality. This is what you're going to get. If you have a hotel, a shortlet, this is the walkthrough. This is what it looks like. If you have an event, this is what it's going to look like being captured. Right? So I know who I'm talking to, and I know the English that they understand. Also, the people I use, the quality of spaces that I use, I don't just shoot. Even if I have that as a client, somewhere that is not really my own brand, I don't put it on my page. I don't put everything on my page.
Smart, yeah.
Right? So like whatever I know represents my brand and the quality I aspire to be at is what's on my page.
Wow. I think not only your boss will become my mentor, it's like yourself, you join that list. Because you are saying some things that just making me think, the kind of moves I've been making in this life.
So you know what someone said?
What?
They said sorry for cutting you short.
Don't worry.
They said that you need to give God work. You need to give him work. And you know why I relate to like so much to that heavily. Last year I said I wanted to be at a certain position in life. Okay. I got in February.
Wow, nice.
After February I had to let it go. But that was my idea of.
Do you mean like February last year?
Last year.
Wow.
February last year.
Wow.
I got in February.
That's wonderful.
So like, thank you. So like after I had to let it go though. But after then, August, I got promoted. And I was now earning more than that position I thought was the big leagues. But it was easy for me. But after that February, I didn't know what else to ask for because that was my...
You felt that done to the peak or something.
Exactly. So my entire year, I was just functioning from February.
Wow.
Do you get?
Wow,
but this year, I've opened the check.
I'm ready for them.
Let me function at your capacity, my Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Whatever you think I can do with these skills that you have furnished me with.
Nice. Love that actually. Love that.
So we're not giving God enough work. I've given him work too.
And that's really good, but that's conversation for another time. How literally the Bible even tells you to challenge God. As in, so no, don't worry. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. So it's like, it's something that I'm glad that you could say that, for people who really understand the importance of, following things that the Bible says. There are a couple of other things that I would love to know, but because of the sake of time, I can't really ask you all the questions that I have. So I'll just narrow it down to 2 questions that I would love for you to just, briefly respond to.
Okay.
So this one being something that I hope that will be very helpful to the listeners. How do you approach the process of self-assessment and just identifying areas for skill improvements? Because some listeners would love to know how to effectively evaluate their own skill set. So how do you approach the process of self-assessment?
So I don't approach it from skill sets. I approach it from my goals for the year.
Okay.
My goal for the year now is to be a personal and corporate brand manager.
Okay.
So the skills I need to gather for that, I'm going to do that before, let's say, ending of third quarter, so that I can start applying before the year ends.
Okay.
Right. So I don't look at it from skills. I don't look at the 26 certification. I look at what I've learned and how I can apply them. Okay.
All right. That's good. That's really good actually. That makes a lot of sense. No, you must be a mentor. I don't want to hear anything. It's too sure at this point. But so the last question I want to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who feels overwhelmed by the idea of learning multiple skills in the digital marketing field, just like you? Somebody that probably wants to be like you, but just thinking like, gosh, that's a lot to do. How can you advise? What would you say to such a person?
There are some people that know less than me, that any more than me. what I learned is because I wanted to. It was a personal choice. I don't have to be where I am today, but it just makes me different. So I don't think you should compare yourself to me or other person.
Okay.
First of all, know what you want. Know what that looks like. And then if you have to get one skill to acquire that, then do. But if you have to get 50, then start from one. Just start.
Just start.
I started 2019. This is 2024. 5 years.
That's good, actually. I'm sure you're so proud of how far you've come, even though you definitely seem like you're still gunning for a lot more.
I am. I love getting things. It makes me happy.
Interesting. Okay, that's good, actually. And I like how what I picked from what you said is sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice things. Yeah. I'm
so uncomfortable now. I don't have a schedule, and I like structure a lot. But you see, this January to March, I said, I'm going to take this first 3 months to plan and put things in place. I'm so uncomfortable now, but I know that's why things are going to work, because in my comfort zone, I'm going to earn what I'm earning. Nothing is going to be wrong with that, but I want more.
Yeah, and you get more. Certainly, I believe you will. So this has been fun. This has been absolutely fun. This has been Dera and Didigwe on the chat room on Lagos Talks 91.3. Before I let you go, I'm sure a couple of people might want to maybe connect with you, ask you some questions that they're probably not being able to do right now because of the sake of time. So how can people contact you? How can they connect with you? Please feel free to share.
I'm growing a community.
Almost did yet.
So if you want to join my community, go to my Instagram page at Dera Shot It. You're going to see it in the bio. Click the link and join my community. It's free now. It's not gonna be free for too long. I have over 900 subscribers now.
Wow, that's a lot.
Thank you. But that's like from a month. So I'm going to lock it very soon. I'm gonna pay money for it. So enter now. You're gonna have access to me and other industry buddies, including Michael Williams.
Wow.
He's an industry buddy, please. He has been in the industry for like more than 20 years. Give him his flowers. So you're going to have access to people that matter.
All right, that's great, actually. That's great. I certainly am going to be a part of that community. I don't want to leave anything. So I'm glad. But thank you so much. This is really fun. Thank you so much for coming. Really.
And you made it so comfortable for me.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you felt relaxed.
Very, very relaxed.
Maybe more sessions to come. We'll have other conversations.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works out anyway. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And it's a wrap. Okay. Thank you all so very much for being a part of tonight's conversation. Apologies. I can see the phone lines ringing, but I don't want to risk the call breaking. Okay. So, like she has shared, just hit her up on Dera Shot It on Instagram. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, anything you'd like to share, feel free to do so. Definitely do not want to miss out on it when it comes available to you, especially for those who might have missed it while it happened tonight. Okay, if you want to connect with me, it is Obi Doing It across all social media platforms as well. As I catch you tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Stay safe. Learn. Keep learning.
Keep learning.
Good night. Yeah. Thank you. Gosh, but like on Saturday though,